It's Wednesday, March 17, 2021. Well, it was very apparent today that the markets liked what Jerome Powell had to say. Markets across the board up. Dow Jones was up around 170, 180 points. We are witnessing all-time highs yet again. And what did Jerome Powell and the Fed have to say? Well, it's the same old, the same song and dance. They will devalue the dollar as much as they have to keep these markets going. He talked about unlimited asset purchases to 2023, which means to infinity or until this thing melts down. Remember, the Fed is the buyer and lender of last resort. The Fed will continue to print money out of thin air and buy whatever it has to buy to keep these markets on life support, ladies and gentlemen. As high as they might be, it's all an illusion. These markets are all on life support. Without these artificial injections, without all this false positivity being injected into these markets, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell telling us that they're going to do whatever they have to do at your cost, at the cost of your dollar, at the cost of the economy. They're going to do whatever it takes. If these markets were free, if they were healthy, if they were vibrant and self-sufficient, we wouldn't need to be injecting trillions of dollars. The Fed wouldn't have to be going in and buying $120 billion of treasuries every month, propping everything up. They're doing this because these markets are on life support. Again, it's the same old song and dance, print, 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 print. And the more they do this, the more I'm steadfast on buying more metals. Today, I made another order. Yesterday, I did an unboxing with a delivery that came in from SD Bullion. Today, I called SD Bullion up and I made another order today, purely silver, all silver. And I was shocked looking at the SD Bullion website. And by the way, if you need a great place, a legitimate, safe place to buy from, SD Bullion, link down below. That's who I bought from today. It's who I've been buying from for 2 years now. Fantastic. I looked at their website. 90% of their silver was sold out. I didn't look at any of the other sites of the other dealers, but I'm assuming that most of them are sold out. Also, premiums are still up there, but I was shocked with how much silver was sold out. I didn't even look at gold, but please comment down below. Are you seeing the same thing from whoever you're buying from? Many of you probably buy from a lot of the different dealers. Let me know what you're seeing. Is most of it sold out? People last night in the comments were saying that a lot of it was sold out. I couldn't believe it. So I bought a bunch of Cougarans today. I didn't have much of a choice. There wasn't a whole lot of availability. Fed Chair Powell is a maestro, calming markets when there could have been chaos. That's on CNBC today. Again, just watching all this nonsense convinced me to buy more silver and to protect my wealth. Silver was up today, crypto's up today, gold up today. But when we see a message like this from the Fed, when we know there's going to be a massive amount of more of money printing, more helicopter money, more quantitative easing, call it whatever you want, it's shocking. I just looked at gold. I think it's up around $20 right now. Silver's up about 40 cents. It should be going nuclear right now on the word that we just got from Jerome Powell. Gonna use a full range of tools, he said. Think about that. Well, we know that it can't really go much lower with interest rates because we're at about zero. So they're going to have to just go absolutely ballistic with money printing to keep this whole lie going. Asset purchases to continue to 2023. They can't stop buying, ladies and gentlemen, or these markets crash within seconds. The buyer and lender of last resort, they must continue buying. Who else is going to buy this stuff? And so they basically have an open checkbook to just blow out their balance sheet and print money out of thin air and just buy all these treasuries and bonds. It's incredible, incredible. And I just can't believe that people don't see what is going on and where this is all going. Housing starts declined 10.3% in February versus 2.5% expected, also on CNBC. And why are we starting to see this? I can't even believe the housing market is still going. This bubble should have popped years ago. Right now, what are we seeing? A continuation of prices overheating, rates are rising, job losses. This to me is going to be what pricks the housing bubble, is going to be the amount of job losses here in America. And nobody talks about it. We don't talk about the 7, 8, 900,000 job losses per week going on a year. Nobody talks about it. But I don't know how you can have a healthy real estate market when you are losing millions of jobs a month, and when wages are not keeping up with the cost of housing or the cost of living. So it's going to be big, big trouble. Keep an eye on the housing market here. This is a bubble, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to burst, and when it does, people who thought they were wealthy today are going to wake up when this bubble bursts, and they're not going to be able to get to the exits, get those houses up for sale fast enough, but they are just going to get wiped out. This is the biggest bubble in housing I've ever seen in my life, arguably the biggest bubble in the history of the real estate market. It's going to be an historic implosion, no doubt. Mortgage refinance demand tanks 39% as rates continue to climb. Also on CNBC, rates must stay low, very, very low, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, the bubble pops. We have these artificial low rates. Could you imagine if we had normal rates in the housing market right now? Down 39% compared with the same week a year ago. Applications fell 4% just this week alone. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an ugly disaster when the housing bubble bursts. Higher mortgage rates are cutting into demand for refinances. More than half of all borrowers currently have rates below 4%. Could you imagine if rates were normal? 5, 6, 7% normal. Could you imagine? But, we are watching a housing market as we have shut the entire economy down for a year, as millions of people have lost their jobs, as thousands of businesses have been shuttered permanently. Wages have not kept up with the cost of living. Household debt, all-time highs. How in the world do we have record housing sales? How is this even possible when you have an economy that is rivaling the Great Depression, when you have unemployment rivaling, real unemployment, not what they're telling you, but real unemployment, when you look at the real numbers, rivals the Great Depression, yet we're in a housing boom? Something doesn't add up here. 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5. But we're living in a time where you can buy an automobile or a pickup truck and finance it for 8 years. No money down. It wasn't that long ago where I was watching these commercials where you could buy a car, no payments for the first 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, low rates. I mean, anything to get a car off the lot. We'll finance it for 8 years. I'm hearing even 9 years now. So this is where we're at. Financing cars for 8, 9 years, no money down. And we saw and have seen how creative they've gotten in housing, mortgages, people not having to put a whole lot of skin in the game. Artificially low rates, and people don't look at the price. They're just looking at the monthly payment, whether that be on an automobile or whether that be on the price of a house. Nobody looks at the price. It's all about the monthly payment. Fiscal 2021 budget deficit already over $1 trillion. And there's people out there telling you and I things are doing well. Things are coming back incredibly well. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. Don't talk about negativity. Don't talk about this doom. But fiscal 2021 budget deficit already $1 trillion. And people believe that this is going to continue forever, that mortgages are going to stay at, they were around 2.72% in 2020. I think now what are we at? About 3.28%, still very, very low. Most people don't have to put a whole lot of money down on a house. So it's just incredible. You don't have to put any money down on a car. You don't have to put money down on a house. Just make that monthly payment. It's incredible. Don't worry about these giant debts and deficits. Don't worry about your household debt and deficits. Don't worry that you have more money going out than coming in. What could possibly go wrong with all of this? This is really, really dangerous behavior, ladies and gentlemen. What the shipping container shortage reveals about U.S.-China trade. Freight rates from China to the U.S. have jumped by 300%. Hundreds of thousands of containers have been sent off empty from the United States of America, our ports, and most of them have gone to China as exporter demand for empty containers with increasing urgency. So these stimulus checks that Americans are getting, that they're buying, that they're spending at Best Buy and Walmart and Kohl's and what have you, China and Asia can't even keep up with the demand for their cheap products, for their cheap goods. And the more stimulus Americans get, the richer other countries get, the wealthier other countries get, while the average American has no idea that they're being robbed, that they are becoming debt slaves, that the opportunity inequality continues to expand, and they don't even see what is happening. They are just literally volunteering to become a debt slave. Wow. They make other countries like China and their middle class much wealthier. So it's a sad state of affairs to see how Americans now are just sitting at home waiting for the government to send them money so that they can spend that money and make other countries wealthy, while their standard of living continues to decrease. Unbelievable. But people just have their heads in the sand, don't want to talk about it. It's negative. It's doom. It's scary. Ladies and gentlemen, if people do not wake up and start talking about it and demanding answers, and demanding changes, this country economically is going to be done. An estimated 177,938 containers were rejected from loading U.S. export items at the ports of Los Angeles, New York, New Jersey, and then sent across to the Pacific, empty. As we juice the economy, other countries get rich while they employ their people and grow their economy, while our people sit at home with no jobs, waiting for a stimulus check. This is not healthy, ladies and gentlemen, to just sit at home, not doing anything positive, not making, creating, no ingenuity, just waiting for a check so you can barely get by. People aren't getting checks for hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. They're not getting Lambos. They're not getting houses. They're getting $1,400. Nobody's getting rich. It's just enough to get by. And if your life depends on $1,400, it's already too late for you. 2/3 of entry-level tech jobs go to foreign guest workers from unranked colleges. This is going to be another very, very big problem here in America. Jobs. Millions of jobs are going, and presently, right now, already being replaced by technology, robots, and foreign guest workers. So while you ran up $100,000 in college debt, your job now could be replaced by a robot or a foreign guest worker from an unranked college. So what we're going to see in the next few years in America is going to be shocking. It really is. What people are going to do for work, the desperation. And yet, people are gambling in these markets. They're gambling in housing. They're gambling in cryptocurrencies. Everything now is a giant casino. And we're going to find out who wins and who loses. We're going to find out. CNBC, extra $300 unemployment benefits may not arrive until April or later, says Labor Department. So what do these people do in the meantime? No job, and the extra $300 may not arrive till next month or maybe this summer. Is this the new normal? Is this what we call a healthy economy? Is this the V-shaped recovery? Is this the economic euphoria we were promised? This is not normal, ladies and gentlemen. This is not normal at all. And there's people that are depending on their Bitcoin going to $1 million to save their lives. They're depending on their house to double in price in the next couple of years. We are living in a giant casino, and it is getting very, very concerning. Look, after 2008, things never got fixed. Never got fixed. All we did was print more money, try to print ourselves out of debt. And what did we do? We got farther into debt. We've printed trillions of dollars, devaluing our purchasing power. Take a look at what you could buy 10, 20 years ago with $1 and compare it to what you can buy today. It's startling. And it is scary how fast our money is losing purchasing power. And this is why I'm such a proponent of having hard assets and protecting your wealth. CNBC, Mad Money, Jim Cramer, do not bet on the end of the world. This was an article I was reading last night. Jim Cramer says the world isn't going to end. So I believe that it's not going to end. But what I do believe is going to end is the US dollar. I believe that this illusion is going to end. I believe that the standard of living that we once knew in America is going to end. I believe that America's dominance is going to end. Is the world going to end? No, it's not. But you're going to have to adapt to the new world. And unfortunately, I believe that America is passing the torch to China. Remember that Jim Cramer was the guy years ago on his show telling people that Lehman Brothers was not going down. Don't get out. Stay in. Lehman Brothers has been around for 200 years or whatever the heck it was. Don't get out. They're not going anywhere. Boy, he was wrong, and he cost a lot of people a lot of money. But again, these are people on the television telling you and I every day, everything's going to be great. Jump into the casino. You need to be doubling down. You need to be spending money that you don't even have to get into these markets, to be buying cryptos, be buying stocks. What could possibly go wrong? It's going to go up forever, right? Just stay in. When it starts going down, stay in. That's like when the Titanic was sinking, somebody telling you to stay on the ship and go down. But these are the people paid by corporate America, the 1%. These are the people that continue to sucker the masses into this casino. Yahoo Business. I'm going to end it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Jobless claims preview, and we will get the number tomorrow. Another 700,000 Americans likely filed for new unemployment claims last week. So we will get the number tomorrow morning. I believe that number will be anywhere from 650,000 to 700,000, somewhere in that ballpark. Again, we're witnessing a housing boom with another 700,000 people filing first-time jobless claims last week. 700,000 plus the week before, 700,000 plus the week before that, 700,000 the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that. But we have a housing boom, and we have markets at all-time highs. Is there something wrong with this picture? Does something not add up to you? Do you really think that this is going to last forever? They can do whatever they want to do with their magic tricks and all of the game playing and all the propaganda, but eventually they will run out of tools. They will run out of tricks. The medicine will wear off, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know when that's going to be. Could it be next week, next month, next year? Nobody knows. Could it be Wednesday, the 23rd at 10 a.m.? Nobody knows. But what I know, and what most of you know, is it's inevitable. This thing is going to come down so hard and destroy so many lives, so many futures. Your kids and your grandkids are going to feel the wrath of this collapse. And the recovery is probably going to take decades, if we even recover at all. How does a country recover when it doesn't make anything, when it's not producing, when it's not manufacturing, when it is losing opportunity, when all it is doing is consuming and giving people money to consume more, to get farther and farther and deeper into debt? How in the world does America come out of that? Big trouble coming, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very big trouble coming. And the news all sounded good and positive today, but I hope that all of you are reading between the lines, and I hope that all of you really see what's going on. Pull the low artificial rates out of the formula, pull the money printing out, and where do you think we would be? These markets would collapse within seconds. Raise the rate to a normal rate, to a normal level, and stop all the money printing, and what do you think would happen? You know exactly what would happen. Things would collapse. America would look like another world when you woke up tomorrow. So that tells you and I that what we're seeing right now is not real. It is artificial, it's fake, it's an illusion, and things are being propped up because things cannot function on their own. The economy cannot function on its own. These markets cannot function on their own without the Fed stepping in and keeping it propped up and supported. The medicine's going to wear off, ladies and gentlemen, and when that day comes, all hell will be breaking loose. Protect yourselves. God bless every one of you. Share this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe.